I know how to put fields on a page. What I do not understand is what happens after someone selects Submit. Is the submission a message, a lead, an email, or all three?
They are related, but they are not the same record. In this lesson, we will create an active form called North Star Rental Questions, embedded on the existing Moving to North Star Village page, test required field validation, send one fictional inquiry, review its message, follow the separate lead, verify local delivery, and then submit an exact duplicate to prove what is and is not created again. Keep this map in mind. A normal accepted form submission becomes a message record. When a recognized email field contains a valid address, PropertyCMS also creates a separate lead for prospect follow-up. Notification and automatic reply attempts are delivery activity. In this local tutorial, those messages stop safely in MailPit instead of going to the internet. Open Form Builder. This list shows each form as its own reusable record, along with its shortcode, submission count, and inbox action. Select New Form. We are working only with fictional data in the local Docker environment, so none of the names or messages in this lesson belong to a customer or a real renter. The Create screen separates form fields from settings. Before adding fields, give the record a stable identity. Our title is North Star Rental Questions, and the slug is North Star Rental Questions. The title is for administrators and form selectors. The slug is the durable identifier used by the form embed, so changing it later can disconnect a page that still points to the old value.
Does the slug have to copy the title exactly? And can I rename the visible page without changing the form?
The words do not have to match exactly, but the slug must be unique and predictable. The public page title, its URL, the form title, and the form slug are separate settings. You can revise visible copy while keeping the form connection stable. For this tutorial, the matching words make the relationship easy to recognize. Set the Submit button to send my question. Keep the form active and use the honeypot spam protection option for this local example. Write a clear success response so a visitor knows the request was received without promising a specific outcome or response time. Protection, active state, and visitor-facing confirmation are form behavior, not field labels. Add the fictional staff notification address, leasing at northstar.example.test. Then enable the submitter automatic reply. Its subject is, "We received your North Star rental question," and its body thanks the person by name and explains that the team can review the request in the PropertyCMS Message Center. In this lesson, both deliveries are captured locally in MailPit. Require explicit consent and use the statement shown for North Star Property Group. Set the duplicate window to 15 minutes. A matching submission inside that window is still retained for review, but it is marked duplicate and does not resend mail or create another lead. 0 disables this duplicate check, so choose the window deliberately for your workflow. Now add the visitor fields: name, email, phone, move timing, inquiry type, and message. Labels are what visitors read. System names are what the application uses to interpret stored values. We use the recognized system name email for the email field and message for the message field. The drop-down options are entered as the choices visitors may select.
If a field looks like an email field to the visitor, why does its system name matter behind the scenes?
Because field type and field meaning are related but not interchangeable. PropertyCMS creates the separate lead only when it finds a valid address in a recognized email system name, such as email or email_address. That rule avoids turning an unrelated text value into a prospect. The message record is still the submission source of truth for the full set of answers. Mark name, email, move timing, inquiry type, and message as required. Phone remains optional. The browser gives immediate required field feedback, and the application also validates the submitted values. Do not rely on color alone. The visible label, required marker, field type, and error behavior should all agree. review the field order and settings, then select Save Form. Back on the Form Builder list, North Star Rental Questions appears with the shortcode form slug equals North Star Rental Questions and 0 submissions. This row is our persistence proof. It also gives us the form-specific inbox, which we will use after the test submission. Open the existing, moving to North Star Village page in Pages. Its content already includes the fictional relocation guide from the previous lesson. Add a form block in the Questions About You Move section, then choose North Star Rental Questions from Select Form. The block stores the active form slug and displays the matching form on the public page.
Do I need to paste the shortcode if the page editor already has a form block?
No. The form block is the clearer choice in this page editor because its selector shows the saved form title and stores the form slug for us. A shortcode is another supported embed path, but we do not need both. Update the page, then verify the saved page and the public root, instead of assuming the selector persisted. Open moving to North Star Village. The hero and disclosure remind us that this is fictional tutorial content. Scroll to Questions About Your Move. The form should sit inside the page journey before the final call to action, so the visitor can ask a question without leaving the guide. Confirm the public labels and layout. Name and email share the first row. Phone and move timing share the next. Inquiry type and message use the available width. Consent appears before. Send my question. Required fields have an asterisk, while phone does not. This is the moment to catch a missing field, confusing label, or unintended order.
Should I test the happy path first or deliberately submit the blank form?
Test the failure path first. Select Send my question while the form is blank. Chrome stops at name and displays, Please fill out this field. That proves the first required control is wired into browser validation. We still need a complete submission to prove application persistence, delivery, and the downstream records. Enter Jordan Lee, jordan.lee at example.test, and the fictional phone number 555-010-0168. Choose within 60 days and available homes. The message says, I'm looking for a 2-bedroom home near North Star Village in early September. Check consent, review every value, and select Send my question. The page returns after the form is accepted. Do not stop with the public response alone. A successful visitor-facing transition is not yet proof that an administrator received the record, that delivery was attempted, or that a separate lead exists. We will confirm each of those outcomes on its own screen. Return to the administrator and open Messages. The summary shows one message and one unread item. The new Jordan Lee row identifies North Star Rental Questions and repeats the submitted message. This is the cross-form inbox. It gathers submissions from every form, while the form-specific inbox narrows the view to one form. Open the row. The record is now read. Submitted details preserve the name, email, phone, move timing, inquiry type, message, and the source path moving to North Star Village. The contact card makes the main response details easy to find. Opening the screen marks the message read. It does not automatically change the separate lead status.
If the message already contains the contact details, why create a separate lead at all?
They answer different questions. The message preserves what was submitted and tracks read, archive, spam, duplicate, and delivery context. The lead supports prospect follow-up with its own status and internal notes. Keeping those states separate means reading a submission does not falsely imply that someone contacted the prospect. From Form Builder, open the inbox for North Star Rental Questions. The same Jordan Lee submission appears with the full answers, consent recorded, staff sent, reply sent, and read. Messages and the form inbox are two views of the same submission record. Do not count them as two inquiries. Now open Leads. There is one Jordan Lee lead with status new. Open it and compare the contact information with the submission. The lead contains the prospect identity and a separate management section. It does not replace the detailed message, it gives the team a focused place to record follow-up state. Change the lead status from new to contacted and enter the fictional internal note. Tutorial example, send 3 available home options and confirm the preferred move date. Then select Update Lead. In a real workflow, use contacted only after the contact attempt your team defines has actually happened. Do not use it merely because the message was opened. The confirmation says lead updated successfully. The management section now shows contacted and retains the note. Return to the leads list and verify the contacted badge on the single Jordan Lee row. This is the lead persistence checkpoint, independent from the message's red state. Open local mail pit. Exactly 2 messages were captured for the first submission, the automatic reply to Jordan Lee and the new form notification to the fictional leasing address. MailPit is a local development mailbox. It proves what the application generated in this tutorial, but it does not prove internet delivery or a production mail provider.
If I send the exact same answers again within the 15-minute window, will the team receive 2 emails and get a second lead?
No. With this configuration, the matching submission is retained and marked duplicate, but notifications are not resent and another lead is not created. That distinction matters. Duplicate handling does not erase the second attempt, and it does not pretend the request never happened. It records the attempt while suppressing the repeated downstream work. Return to the public form, enter the exact same Jordan Lee values, select the same drop-down choices, check the same consent statement, and submit within the configured window. The page returns after acceptance, just as it did the first time. The difference is visible in the administrator workflow, not in a new visitor promise. In Messages, all messages is now 2, while unread remains 0. Set status to duplicate and apply the filter. One Jordan Lee row appears at the later time. The duplicate remains reviewable, but this filter keeps it distinct from the original read submission. The form-specific inbox tells the same story. Filter status to duplicate. Staff and reply both show duplicate with 0 delivery attempts, consent is still recorded, and the row's workflow status is duplicate. This is direct product proof that the second stored attempt did not resend either configured message. Finish the control check in 2 places. Lead still contains one Jordan Lee record, now contacted, so no second lead was created. MailPit still contains exactly 2 messages, the same automatic reply and staff notification from the first submission. The duplicate added a message record, not another prospect or another delivery pair.
Let me say it back. I give the form a stable slug, use recognized system names for contact data, configure consent in a duplicate window, embed the saved form with one form block, test validation, and send fictional data. I review the full submission in Messages, manage the separate lead honestly, check local delivery in MailPit, and prove a duplicate creates neither another lead nor more mail.
Exactly. Remember the 4 records and states. The form defines collection behavior. The message preserves each submission attempt. The lead carries separate prospect follow-up, and delivery records whether notification work was attempted. A duplicate remains visible while repeated mail and lead creation are suppressed inside the configured window. Build, embed, validate, submit, verify, follow up, and test the edge case. Try PropertyCMS.Click.